Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another interesting video. Well, it's going to be a test after repairs on a 2005 Chevrolet Silverado with a 6.6 liters LY FICM. This was sent to me by Matt from Illinois. Actually, let me see. It says MO. That's probably I'm confusing it with another customer. So give me 1 second. So that would be Missouri. Sorry about that. Let me just make sure that I have his information ready as well. And let me make sure that nothing in here shows. Yeah, let me just give me 1 second, guys. All right, guys, I got the information ready. Sorry about the delay. Well, in your case, it's going to be very quickly. So this is just so you see the connections. And I had added a note with his name. This computer has been here since the 15th. I got back here at the 16th from my Alaska trip. So I'm trying to catch up with everybody. Matt, I'm working on your module right now. So this is the notes, being numbered in there. No star codes 2358, injector supply voltage, P2146, injector all ohm and correct. This has been a recurrent issue that had gotten more frequently until failure. Low static power and grounds from the truck, also ohm injectors and FICM plug. We're sending the FICM out today. There should be, well, that's just a little short note in there in his information. This is so he can, and you guys can see the part number is 7511, the last digits on the module. He's again from Missouri. This is the FICM removed. And I'm going to point a few things here. And this behind these capacitors, we can see already somebody was here. And this is where I immediately consider this a non-normal repair. When somebody else attempts repairs on the module and it's definitely not working, I have to completely go over areas that I don't normally do, just because I want to make sure that everything is done properly and remove components and damages that were done by somebody else. So that is what I consider not a normal repair. We can also see that they were doing something in here. You can see the signs of like a, I don't know, like a grease, or, and then it's a broken component in here. I found, motor other components when I was removing the capacitors and doing my inspections that again created this or make this a non-normal repair. All right, going back now into what I have connected here. The computer, the computer is completely now fully repaired, as you see. Let me get a closer look. Let me get some light here. Yeah, let me get you closer. So you can see now those are darker. Those are the darker capacitors that I replaced. And one to point in here. Let's show you some of them. Let me do a zoom back up, because this is going to be necessary for me to show you the tests. These are the original capacitors, and they were all leaking, so no doubt about it. But there was also a damage on the pre-driver, which makes the repair go to the next level price-wise. I was not able to do a test due to the damage that was done in there by whoever repaired these before or attempted to perform a repair. But we have it working right now. So let me put the full probe in here and the pico scope. On the pico, I have two channels, one connected to one of the injectors on bank one and another injector or another channel onto another injector on the other bank. So 4 injectors per bank. They all have individual drivers. If any of the injectors or more than one injector fails, that creates a problem, and then it shuts the bank down. And when it's more than one injector per bank, it shuts the entire computer. The car doesn't run, which is most likely what they have. So let me power this up. Let me go over to here so I can get into the full probe. I'm going to power these up here and then power my connections in here. We got a relay working, and now let's run it. All right, so we can see there both injectors. I put an error on the reading, so let me change that on the picoscope because I put minimum, not the maximum reading. So let me do 2 measurements on the maximum, which is what we want to see. Let me change this one to the B channel. So we are around 50 volts peak. That's what the voltage will spike when those injectors are activated. But now we can see both bank of injectors firing properly. And we can see, which is very good. I'm going to put a trigger on the signal on the blue channel so we can stop the capture in the screen. And I'm going now to stop the capture so we can see the actual activations. So this is a known or a good looking waveform. Again, that's a blue channel on the bank one. And then if I take the zoom and I go over to the red channel activation when it's firing, right? We can see the same thing. So again, the values are in good working order and it's actually working properly. All right, so I'm going to just add a little more RPMs. And let me take the trigger off because when the trigger is there, we cannot really see much. I'm going to add a little more speed or, per division so we can see all the injectors or injection activations on those two cylinders. But yeah, they're running good. Maybe 50 milliseconds probably good. Like that, we can see a little bit of a walking and changing on the signals. But yeah, everything is working good. So I'm going to go back to 800 or so. Now 800 is around in diesel, 750, 800. All right, I'm going to turn this off again. If by any chance any injector fails, it will shut down. You will have an activation for like maybe 1 second, 1.5 seconds, and it shuts the bank down. And you can have one bank working, but when it's more than one injector in one bank, it shuts the computer completely off the FICM. So let's again power up and then run it one more time. And you can see running it at 100%. So this FICM is now matte, fully repaired. So I have multiple videos, guys. If you want to see these and a more in-depth explanation on what is inside the FICM module and my connections and the connections on the vehicle, please go over the list. I got a whole list of FICM Silverados with the part numbers in there in my channel. So just look for the playlist and you can see. I will look for, obviously, for the longer videos. The longer, the more information is in there. All right, guys. So, and Matt, thank you so much for trusting my Salazar Diagnostics. I'm trying to make the videos as short as possible because I got a lot of work and I have to keep up with this. But your FICM is ready to go. I will contact Matt shortly. And this is, again, the most expensive repair. The normal repairs on these FICMs includes all capacitor diodes and injector drivers. When the pre-driver for the injector is bad, which is not a normal component, it gets bad, it goes into a next level because that component is no longer for sale. Only 2 suppliers have it. And believe it or not, they're charging almost $700 just for that IC. Out of my hands, it's nothing I can do. And obviously that increases the price. Luckily, at least a little bit, at least till now, because they have not up the price because all the tariffs. Everybody's doing it, and it's outrageous. I mean, but it's out of my hands. There's nothing I can do, and I cannot take that loss because it will make me work for free. And when at least I hope that these guys keep the price in there, because if they increase it, I'm going to have to increase it. And luckily, it's something again that not every component or every FICM needs it. So, most of the times, all I need to do is capacitors, diodes, injector drivers, the main diodes, and put my secret sauce in there, but that's it. And you are working with a completely honest and trustful facility like mine that records the video like this. I always take pictures of the removes and the installs and everything for the customer. But yeah, this is not a normal repair. And when it's a normal repair, I not even go too far. I replace everything. In this case, I don't know what they were doing because it was corrosion from whatever they did on that component that I show you on the back with that grease. That's actually under the injector pre-driver. So not sure what they did, but that corrosion got under and it damaged that component. So I'm not sure what they were doing. They shorted out. And if this was done prior, I don't know, because maybe this is a shop and they don't have the whole story. But if this was done prior, that corrosion eventually ended up damaging the board or that component and not the actual injectors. This was not a shorter component. It was actually corroded, damaged by whatever they did there. All right, guys. So thank you so much. I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.